Yo! Yo, how's it hanging? How's it popping? How's it cracking? How's it slapping? How are you doing? How are we feeling? How are we looking? It's your boy, CAC! Sports Chat! Back at it again with another video. And oh boy, are we excited. Listen, things have been happening. Things have been working. Lots is going on here. Pro days are coming and going. LSU, Miami. People are having pro days, asking questions, and raising big time. What are we doing? What are we thinking for the draft? The draft, ladies and gentlemen, is, if we pull this up, how many days until the NFL draft? 29 days, baby! 29 days. I'm so excited. Listen, the women and the people of the world. But the reason I say women is because of what I'm about to say. The reality television, Love is Blind, The Ultimatum, The Bachelor. You know what I mean? Show like Teen Mom, Unexpected, all those TLC shows. They all have this gravitating pull that gets you excited. That gets you to be like, oh, I can't wait for next week's episode. And at the end of all those shows, there's always one episode called The Tell-All. On shows like The Love is Blind, Ultimatum, Teen Mom, The Bachelor, you typically get all the people back in the same room to discuss the behind-the-scenes drama. What is going to happen? All the theories and the rumors and the guesses throughout the season all come to fruition at the end of the season at the tell-all episode. CAC, Christopher, what are you talking about? Just get on with the draft, buddy. Put the fries in the bag, little bro. The point of what I'm trying to say is this. The NFL draft is the NFL's metaphorical tell-all episode. There are thousands of people online that do these mock drafts every week, every day, every month, all the time. Multiple mock drafts being chugged out. Everyone guessing the rumors of what's going to be going on. Until the day of, nobody knows for sure what's going to happen. And so, the excitement and the buzz that comes around what's going to happen at the draft? Oh boy, are we so excited. So we're inching closer and closer day by day, and you know what we have to do until then is we have to scratch the itch that only the NFL draft can scratch. And since it's not here yet, we're going to have to hit it with a mock draft, Hit it with a mock draft. As you can see, I've got all of my analysts here on standby. I got my analyst right there. Don't mind the laundry. I've got an analyst right there. I've got an analyst way in the back behind me on the pillow. All the analysts are here because they are also excited for what is about to happen here. So let's get it started. Okay, you know the drill. I ain't doing just one round because there are people in the second round that need a pick. So we're going to blast through these two rounds. Little to no drama here. Let's get it done. Okay. I mean, golly. Listen. Everybody knows. Everybody on the planet Earth knows who's going number one overall. It's Fernando Mendoza. Listen. I'm going to die on this mountain. Do I think Fernando Mendoza is going to be a good quarterback? I can't say yes. Do I think Fernando Mendoza Do I hope Fernando Mendoza is a good quarterback? Absolutely. Absolutely, I hope Fernando Mendoza balls out for the Raiders. Do I think he has some red flags? Yes. J.J. McCarthy was supposed to be the prodigal quarterback, pretty boy, and he came out of the combine, you know what I mean, and he went into the draft, and you know what I'm saying? Look where he's at now. Probably never going to see the starting job for any football team ever again, period. I think that Fernando Mendoza might be the product of a very good college football team and a very good college football system built around him. But, nevertheless, the Raiders take the plunge and draft Mendoza first. Overall, let's see what's next. New York Jets. Listen, the Jets, listen, I'm going to say it out loud. I think the Jets need to draft Sonny Styles. I think Sonny Styles showed he was a better athlete. He showed he was a beast. Yes, Arvell Reese's stat lines is better, but Sonny Styles, I think, is the better product. Now, the problem is, though, is that the Jets need an edge rusher, and Arvell Reese has been playing like one. So, Arvell Reese is going to come off the board at 2. And that's going to be it. Okay? That's going to be that. At pick 3, I don't think the Cardinals are going to take any risks here. I really do think they're just going to play it simple, play it easy. I think that the Cardinals are not going to go defense here. They need to protect whatever quarterback they need to start building for the future. Especially if their quarterback is Gardner Minshew, or if they grab a quarterback in the second round. My guess is that's going to be the best pick for them at this point is Francis Magoa or Maggie Noah. Magnoa, I don't know. I don't mean to say the last name wrong, but it's a very safe pick to make. You can't go wrong with picking an O-lineman that's going to come in and spend years protecting your quarterback. It's really just that simple. Pick number 4, and I'm not going to lie, I really do hope that this happens, okay? Jeremiah Love off the board. Jeremiah Love off this board at 4 to the Titans. I really do see the Titans making a push to be the best improved team of 2026. It's just fact. Look at what happened the last time the Titans trusted an elite level running back to come in and support a struggling quarterback. They went to the playoffs twice. Need I say more? Browns. Oh, man. The Browns are coming up, but right now the Giants got the pick. Listen, the Giants are very quietly cooking in this offseason. Number 1, they got arguably the best coach in the hiring cycle, in the coach carousel. John Harbaugh. Wasted no time grabbing him. Darnell Mooney, Tremaine Edmonds. Listen. They have Malik Neighbors, Darnell Mooney. This wide receiver draft class is deep. Okay? But I think if you're looking at standard deviation, I'm whipping out some fancy science terminology for you. The highest high compared to the lowest low for the linebacker class is a lot larger from the highest high to the lowest low for the wide receiver room. You know what? If I could show it to you on a map, I would, but I can't because I'm not that statistically inclined. Sonny Styles at 5. Tremaine Edmonds at 28 years old and Sonny Styles at however old he is on each side of the ball would be disgusting. The Giants could win the division next year. That's all I'm going to say. Give me Sonny Styles at 5 to the New York Giants. On the clock now is the Browns, who need a whole lot of offensive pieces, okay? Listen, the Browns have been building out this O-line for the entirety of their offseason. I don't think they're going to take an O-lineman in the top 6. I think they're going to take Carnell Tate. Because they see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 teams, 8, 9 teams between them and their next pick that could take Carnell Tate off the board. As early as pick 8. So we're not going to waste any time. The Browns are going to run this to the commissioner. Carnell Tate is a Cleveland Brown. It's just that simple. They need a wide receiver. They need help. It's really that simple. Washington Commanders at 7. I think this is the lowest. This is the absolute lowest that Jeremiah Love would fall. If the Titans decide to go with Sonny Styles or decide to go with Ruben Bain, that's the lowest they will go. But Ruben Bain had a hot motor at his pro day. I really think he saved face with the questions about his ability to rush the passer. Ruben Bain is going 7 overall to the Washington Commanders, bringing back what was lost with the loss of Chase Young and Montez Sweat. Ruben Bain is back on that D-line. Oh, it's gonna be nasty. It's gonna be dirty. Okay. Saints on the clock at 8. I think that a lot of heads are going to be scratching about why David Bailey isn't off the board yet. And for that reason, I really do think that the Saints are going to pick up David Bailey. I think it's back-to-back edges here. I think the Saints could use David Bailey across from Chase Young. I think that the NFC South in its entirety is very, very competitive. And these teams are all going to need to find a way to separate themselves in order to win handedly. Because it's been a few years since a team has won that division handedly. And so I think that they need to start building out this defense bad. And David Bailey's a great place to start. Give me the Chiefs at 9. See, I don't think the Chiefs are going to swing for a wide receiver this high, seeing as they also have a pick at pick 29 where a lot of wide receivers are going to start flying off the board. I think they're going to go DB here. I need to look at something real quick. Hopefully I don't get doxxed. Ohio State's pro day is today. Caleb Downs, Carnell Tate, all these guys are all going to be participating. As it stands right now, I'm hoping Caleb Downs really shows out. I think Caleb Downs used to be the top pick in this draft. The number one other than quarterback selection. I think Caleb Downs, the Chiefs need to replace their safeties. They lost, their entire secondary is gone. Give me Caleb Downs at 9. You see, I do have my hesitations about a degenerative ACL, but we'll see. Guard, defensive interior, linebacker, and a safety. I don't think that the Browns or the Bengals are going to mess around very much. I know that they need a guard, they need a linebacker, they need a safety. I see Dylan Thieneman chilling up here very high up on the list, and I do think Dylan Thieneman's going to go off the board at 10. The Bengals need to continue to find a way to make their team better and to build their defense out because their offense is pretty loaded. Higgins, Burrow, Chase Brown, Jamar Chase. They need to build that defense out, and I really think it does start with continuing to strengthen their secondary. Okay, Dolphins on the clock now, and honestly, they are in full desperation mode. I can't believe everything that I was seeing about all of the different cuts that they were making. I really do think that Jeff Hafley's a defensive-minded guy, and so he's going to stick with being a defensive-minded coach, especially with the Dolphins having another pick later in the round. I think they go in and they take Mansour Delane. I think Mansour Delane is going to come off this. I think a lot of secondary guys are going to come off this board high up because so many teams need a good secondary. I think Mansour Delane is a great pick, even though he did not participate in a lot of stuff at the combine at his pro day. But, you know, we'll see. Cowboys. Whoo! Cowboys. Linebacker, DB. I mean, they have some choices to make here. With the way that this draft has been going, they might need to like back up a little bit and reassess. But you know, it is what it is. I think they're probably going to take next best corner on the market. And they're going to take Jermon McCoy at 17, at 12, even though he's ranked 17th. I really do think that Jermon McCoy is a good pick, especially because the Cowboys need a lot of defensive help. So there it is. Okay, Rams at 13. Let's take a look at this statistically speaking. Rams need a tackle. Rams are also have only one pick in this draft because they traded out to go get Trent McDuffie. So what is the biggest need? I think it's Monroe Freeling or Spencer Fano. But give me Monroe Freeling off the board at 13 to the Rams to protect Matthew Stafford and whoever else comes after. Baltimore Ravens on the clock. I mean, it's not really a question. It's really just a guarantee at this point. Zay Flowers is pretty much the only wide receiver they got going over there. Give me Mekhi Lemon at 14 to really secure the wide receiver 1 and 2 spot. Okay, here it is next. And I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this once and maybe not twice. I think that with Cade Otton returning, Cade Otton went back to the... Right? Yeah. He returned. So the tight end need is not huge. I think what is huge is the edge or guard position. And I think getting Vega Ione is a great way to continue to build out that O-line. Especially with their crosstown rival in the New Orleans Saints coming in and with David Bailey, they're going to need a guard to come in and protect. And I think that starts with Vega. Jets on the clock for the second time today. They already got Arvell Reese. They need a wide receiver. They need a corner. I don't think that they're going to stoop very low for this pick. Give me Jordan Tyson here off the board for the Jets to come in and be a wide receiver too, especially because they didn't really re-sign anyone big, right? I don't think they signed any big wide receivers. Okay, I mean, it's a match made in heaven here, guys. Pick 17, the Detroit Lions have Spencer Fano right there. I think that's a huge pickup for them to pair with Penny Sewell. I think that if they get a really good O-line, it's going to be really hard to rush them, and it's going to be nice. Okay, it's going to be nicey. Okay, running back, center, defensive interior, safety. Listen, as much as I want the Bears to be able to get Emmanuel McNeil-Warren, I don't see that happening. I don't see Emmanuel McNeil-Warren falling that low. I think especially with 3 teams that need a safety before us. Listen, I think that the Vikings are going to take Emmanuel McNeil-Warren. I think that it makes sense, especially with Harrison Smith not coming back to the Vikings and being old as dirt. Okay, Panthers at 19, wide receiver, tight end, center, defensive interior. A lot of these defensive interior guys are going to be falling to the second round. That's just the way of the world. But I think tight end wise, Kenyon Sadiq on the Panthers would be a very scary sight. It would send the Panthers from being a in the hunt sort of team with winning the division in the NFC South to the pretty much guaranteed locked winners. I think Kenyon Sadiq would be a very dangerous weapon to have, and if the Panthers are able to acquire that, then oh man, is that going to be a dirty offensive skill group. I mean, golly. Cowboys back on the clock again. I mean, Jermod McCoy, corner, looking good, feeling good. They need a linebacker, and look who's there. C.J. Allen is there. I think that he definitely jumped in draft stock in the last couple of days, and so it just sort of makes sense. And they definitely need a linebacker, and they're just going to take what's comfortable to them right there. Okay, so now we've got the Steelers, and the Steelers, this is where things start to get kind of dicey, because, I don't know what the Steelers are going to do here. The Steelers have Blake Miller and Caden Proctor to take, and I'm going to look at this. Hang on. Because they also have a very old defensive line. Oh, man. Broderick Jones and Troy Fatanu, Mason McCormick, Zach Frazier, Spencer Anderson. Okay. I see. Linebacker is definitely, and edge rusher is definitely not a problem. I definitely think they're going to go O-line here. Give me Caden Proctor. I like him more. I think he's bigger. I think he's meaner. I think that, you could also argue Blake Miller here, but Blake Miller struggled. You look at his first look, he's 6'6", 315. Yeah, give me Blake Miller at 21. Give me Blake Miller off the board at 21, and, It's not a flashy pick, but it's a trusty pick. You get a tackle to protect your quarterback. Mason Rudolph. And we'll see how that goes, okay? Give me the Chargers at 22. Defensive interior, safety, guard, wide receiver. Wide receiver's an interesting pick here. I actually like Omar Cooper Jr. off the board at 24. Ranked 24 at pick 22. Omar Cooper Jr. very quietly is really looking good. 6 foot tall, 204 pounds. Flashy for sure. We'll see at his pro day what his stock's gonna look like. But yeah, that's pretty good. Eagles at 23. It's really no question here. Give me Akeem Mesidor off the board. It would be so disgusting. Jalen Carter, Akeem Mesidor. It would just, especially because Jalen Phillips is gone. Oh, man. It's just Akeem Mesidor at 23. That would be crazy. Brings me back to my boy, the Browns. Carnell Tate. I think that with their next pick, they need to take a tackle or an O-lineman, and that's definitely going to be Caden Proctor. Bears on the clock at 25, and we've got a decision to make, boys. The draft has fallen this way, and honestly, I'm loving it, okay? I like Kedrick Falk. I think Kedrick Falk could go to, you look at his draft capital sort of fallen. I like Caden McDonald. I think the Bears take him. You know what I mean? I think that he's risen up the ranks. I like Caleb Banks, though. And maybe it's just because I'm a Gators fan. But You know, I don't know. It's tough. It's real tough. Do you take Kedrick Falk or do you take Caden McDonald? And honestly, I don't really think there's much question to it. As much as every single mock draft I've done for these Bears, every single mock draft I've done, all 5 of them, I've always put Caleb Banks at 25. And honestly, I don't really want it anymore. I love Caleb Banks. If the Bears do take him, I will jump for joy. I will jump for joy. But I really do think Caden McDonald at 6'3", 326. I think he might be the better pick. But I also understand that 6'6", 330 pounds. You know what I mean? I don't know. See, now I'm talking myself into it. Or do we just take Kedrick Falk? 6'6", 285 pounds, a pass rusher. I think at D-line, pick 25. I don't think you got to get dicey with it. I think you just take who you're going to take, and that's going to be it. I think, man, I don't know. I really could not tell you. I think it's going to have to be, for me, it's Caleb Banks. Listen, I know. Listen to me. I want Caleb Banks so bad. And it's not just because I'm a Florida fan. It's because, yes, I know the grade is low. He only played 3 games. But he participated at the Combine. He looks like he's ready and he wants it. I also really like this frame. 6'6". 6'6". I want...
I'm hungry.
This is who I want to replicate. Do you remember when Akeem Hicks was on the Bears, how disruptive he was? Dude was a disruptive animal in the pocket. He was big. He was mean. I mean, if I'm Dennis Allen, this is what I want. I want to replicate, I want to make Caleb Banks into the next Akeem Hicks. And I'm sorry, but Caden McDonald, I love the guy. I wish him nothing but the best. But 6'3", 3 inches shorter, and the same weight, that's a lot of mass to move. You know what I mean? And so I definitely think Caleb Banks, we should take Caleb Banks. The Bears should 100%. The Bears should 100% take Caleb Banks. Which brings me to the Buffalo Bills, and I don't think the Buffalo Bills are going to mess around. Caden McDonald's their pick. I think that Caleb McDonald, they do need a defensive interior. They do need a linebacker. They're going to need, you know what I mean? They're going to need someone to come up in there and stop some holes, and that's what they get. Guard, tackle, edge, safety. San Francisco 49ers. Give me Kedrick Falk off the board for the 49ers here. And listen, the Bears could take Falk if that's just the way the game falls. But I really want a product. I really like Caleb Banks, and I'm going to stick with Caleb Banks coming to the Bears. I am. I'm just going to stick with it. Okay. Texans. Let's break it down. Running back, center guard, defensive interior. I mean, the last real good guard here at this point is Emmanuel Pregnon. But at the same time, you got Peter Woods. I think they're going to take Peter Woods. I think that as you start to get down into this part, you're going to see a lot of defensive interior guys fly off the board. I think that they could really use a run stopper, and they get that with Peter Woods. Edge and DB. Chiefs already got Caleb Downs. I don't think they're going to go with edge here. I think they're going to continue to build out that secondary that they lost, and Avion Terrell is a perfect way to do it. Dolphins back on the clock. They need a wide receiver, and I mean, golly, look who's sitting there so sweetly. Give me Denzel Boston. They address both of their most glaring needs in the first round. And now we got the Patriots. Listen, I'm really liking this Patriots pick here. I think the Patriots will draft Howell, and then the Seahawks draft T.J. Parker. And there you go. And there's the first round, and we're going to start to fly it because we've been on this video for 30 minutes. Speed run! Let's break it down. I'm just going to give you some quick picks. Okay. Jets on the clock. Linebacker, wide receiver, they're going to need to build out their O-line, okay? I know it says, oh, get a corner. Nope. Build out your O-line. Get you a guy who's going to be able to come in and make some things happen. Boom. Off the board. Cardinals. They got their tackle. They got their defensive interior. I'm just going to say it now. Cardinals aren't going to mess around. Their guy is Gardner Minshew. Ty Simpson off the board for them. Titans got a halfback. Need a guard. Emmanuel Pregnone off the board. Vegas. Tackle, defensive interior, safety. They got a QB. I mean, Casey Concepcion off the board. Wide receiver. Give the man something to throw to. Giants got a linebacker. They need a guard. They need a tackle. Or no, they don't need a tackle. They need a wide receiver. Not many wide receivers left on this board. Golly. See, this is where things start to get a little dicey. What do you do? What do you do as a guy who, I think that the Giants could use some help in the safety department. But the next available safety is not till all the way down here. Oh, man, where's the next safety at? Did I miss something? Oh, no, A.J. Halsey's there. Okay. I do think that they're going to reach. I do think that the Giants could use a safety. But at the same time, could they take something else? Could they take a corner? I think so. Give me Colton Hood. Defensive interior, they got their guy. They need a center. They need a guard. They need a running back. I mean, not a whole lot of running back action going on here. Not this high up. I mean, next available running back is at 56. I think they're going to take a guy that they can trust, that they can build. Give me another. I mean, you can't go wrong with an O-lineman, right? You can't go wrong with an O-lineman. Caleb Loma. Wide receiver and tackle. I mean, their defensive side of the ball is pretty solid. I'm not going to lie. Give me Chase Basantis at guard. I mean, second round, we're going down. We're going dirty. They got a CB and a safety. They need an edge rusher. Zion Young is there. You take him, right? You take him. Bengals, defensive interior, linebacker, safety. They got their safety. Christian Miller's their defensive interior. Come on. Wide receiver, D-line, linebacker. I think their D-line is going to could involve D. Hunter. I think it could involve edge rusher R. Mason Thomas. I think it could involve linebacker Jacob Rodriguez, but give me Lee Hunter. Give me Lee Hunter. Denzel Boston and Mansour Delane. This is a pretty stacked little class here. DB is the way to go here. But at the same time, this is a full rebuild situation. Give me linebacker Jacob Rodriguez. Like I said, full rebuild situation here for them. Jets, got a linebacker, a wide receiver, and a tackle. Edge rusher R. Mason Thomas is looking good. Complete that circuit. Baltimore Ravens got a wide receiver. They could use a linebacker. I like Jake Golday here. He could be a linebacker selection. I mean, it is kind of rough though, but because they got Roquan Smith, but it can't help to learn. So Jake Golly off the board. Okay, give me the Buccaneers tight end is a need. Eli Stowers, easy pick. Colts are first up on the board. Linebacker, safety, defensive interior. Literally all the guys that have been flying off the board. Oh, Lord have mercy. I think they're going to have to take best available and take Chris Bell. I think they're just going to have to. They're going to have to realize, like, yikes. You know what I mean? Linebacker, corner. I think cornerback is a great pick, and they've got it in Brandon Sissy. Vikings, safety, defensive interior, center, running back. Jadarian Price is there. You take Price. Lions, D-line, linebacker, tackle. They got a tackle. They've got a linebacker. They've got a edge rusher up here. I think edge rusher Gabe Jacobs is the way to go for them. It's close to home, so he can go take little trips back to his mom's house. Carolina Panthers, center, wide receiver, tackle, defensive interior. I mean, I don't see them going for... I mean, they could get a wide receiver here, and honestly, Jeremy Bernard would be a crazy stacked-up loadout. Look at this. Green Bay Packers on the board here. D'Angelo Pons. I mean... D'Angelo Pons. They need a corner bad, and that's who they're going to take. Pittsburgh. I don't really like Pittsburgh's draft class here. Blake Miller, very weak. I think Pittsburgh, looking at it statistically, the next available guys, Drew Allar and Garrett Nussmeier. But like I don't really think anyone wants that very much. I think that they're gonna just, I honestly think you take best available. I mean, your defense is getting older. You take best. You take your best, and I mean that's just a slot pick. Cause I don't really know what else the Steelers need. Eagles, safety edge. Safety's sitting right here. I really do think that the Eagles are going to need to continue to build out their defense, and I think they get a guy like A.J. Halsey to do it. Los Angeles Chargers, guard, wide receiver. They got a wide receiver. They need a safety. Safety just went off the board before they got to pick. I think they take, again, it's all about next available, next up, Like they just lost their corner to the next guy, right? To the Packers. Give me Keith Abney the second off the board. Jacksonville making their first pick of the draft. And D-line. Let's see. Yeah, his draft stock has skyrocketed. Let's see. Jacksonville. I think Jacksonville takes it, bites the bullet, and takes Malachi Lawrence here. I think that's a good pick for them. Bears on the clock now, and, they got pick 57 and 60. I think this is a perfect time to complete your defensive turnabout here. I think we could really use an edge rusher, to be honest. I don't really see a point in taking anybody other than this guy, I think that but at the same time, like I've said before, I think we could really use all sorts of help, and I think Keontae Scott's a great pick. I think that San Francisco will take the tackle that they need with Jennings. I think that the Texans need some assistance here, and they're going to probably get it out of... I mean, you take a look at the situation here. You take a look at what's going on. You take a look around. They need a running back, but there ain't no running backs there. You know what I mean? So... yeah. Wide receiver it is. Bears back on the board, and I think, honestly, at this point, I think, let's look at this. 6'5", 265 pounds, okay? 6'3", 260 pounds. 6'3", 240 pounds. Give me Danny Dennis Sutton. Sorry, not sorry. Give me Danny Dennis Sutton. Okay. And I mean, the rest of this is just slop at this point. You know what I mean? They got a tackle. They need a wide receiver. I mean, you got 1, 2 here. We look at trending. Okay, you look at some trends around the league here. See what's going on. See what's what. Okay, it's slop. Give me Skylar Bell. Broncos on the board for the first time. Need about everything, and they got nothing, so they're going to probably take the best available in Bryce Lance. And Patriots got their edge, but they could use a D-line. They could use a linebacker. Give me Josiah Trotter off the board here for them. And Seattle Seahawks, running back and DB, Traden Stukes. I like it. I think it's a good pick. And there it is. Folks, listen. 2-round mock drafts are hard because you get out of the first round where everyone addressed the need, and then you start to get into these like deeper depth players that are a little bit harder to differentiate. But listen, I think this is overall a pretty good draft class. I like the late round push for some good talent. I like Caleb Banks to the Bears. I think that's a really hot pick, but I think it's a contentious topic, but it's going to be okay. And other than that, folks, I think that's going to wrap it up for us. Listen, we're going to be doing more mock drafts. This is 5.0. We're going to be chugging these things out like nothing. It's going to be coming out like hotcakes. It's going to be good. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fresh. Make sure you subscribe. Stick along because we're going to get to the draft and we're going to do draft analysis. Then we're going to get to the league. We're going to get to the season and we're going to be doing weekly recaps. We're going to be looking at power rankings. We're going to be looking at the highs and the lows, the ups and the downs. We're going to be doing mock press conferences. It's going to be fun. So this channel is not dying just because it's like the lull between the calm before the storm. Lock in. Thank you all so much for watching, sticking around. Like, subscribe, and if I'm the only one talking to myself right now, then I'm keeping a diary for when everything that I'm saying happens exactly as I said it. But until then, CAC out. Oh!